Hello everybody, welcome back to Berrybrook and thanks for watching so far. This is something a little bit different, isn't it? So this is a 1937, so yes, a pre-war Morgan three-wheeler. So before I go into details, just let's have a look around this. So there you go, you've got that lovely, I think you call it a 1.1 V-twin J.A.P engine. So and look at that lovely polished chrome cowl on there, and it really does look absolutely fantastic. I mean, we're lucky we had some amazing weather, and it really does show this car off really well. So obviously wire wheels pretty standard on this car so far. Lovely, really simple interior, gorgeous blue color as well. So this is what is affectionately known as a barrel back, named after its shape. Looks like a barrel. Spare wheel on the back there, and the little rack for luggage. We'll talk about the little red arrow in a second. There you go, look at that, nice and simple 2 seats. A couple of stickers there on the windscreens. Overall, fantastic. Let's have a quick look inside. Nice and simple again. Very few controls on this car, as you can see. You've got a lovely oak dash on there, little St. Christopher. Now, you might just be able to see on the speedo there, 58 and a bit thousand miles on this car, and an indicator. Let's just have a quick look in the footwell here. So, only 2 pedals because it's hand controls. You've got a gear stick, and you've then got the handbrake as well, and obviously a extinguisher. So the red arrow, that shows you where the battery cutoff is, and it's a 6 volt with a 12 volt backup. I'll tell you what though, should we go for a little drive? I think so. So these really aren't like driving a car. They are cross between riding a motorbike and driving a car. So as you've seen in the video so far, you've got 2 foot pedals. 2 foot pedals, one is a brake, one is a clutch, and there's no synchro mesh in this as well, so you have to double the clutch. You also have a hand throttle as well, so much like a motorbike. So you really have to think about what you're doing when you're driving one of these, and you have to really be on it. But they're great fun, they really are. There is nothing quite like seeing people's faces when you're driving this. It's nothing quite like the feeling that you get from driving it either. So this car was purchased in 1971 without an engine. It really should have had a mattress engine, as they all did from this age. But people do prefer the J.A.P engine. It's a little bit more torquey, pulls really, really nicely, and works really well with 3-speed gearbox, which this car has. Life happens to get in the way. Unfortunately, nothing really happened to this car until year 2000, when it then took 4 years to recommission it and restore it back to its former glory, or all the glory that it is currently in. The gent only moved the car on because his site was failing, so its next owner then put it into things like hill climbs, hence all the stickers, and it performs really, really well. So this car then has come to us, and it's not just the car really. You've got a nice box of spares, you've got a really amazing file of paperwork on this car, going back quite a long way. You've got lots of copies of the Morgan Three-Wheeler Cub magazine as well. It really isn't just the car that you're getting on this one. Now we know that these cars aren't for everyone. Morgan three-wheeler is very much a niche kind of market, and this, again, pre-war is even more niche, but they are really good fun. So if you are after something extremely different, then why not think about something like this? They drive really, really well, they're reliable. But yes, you can tinker with it as well if you need to. I mean, this car obviously has been tinkered with, but it is absolutely fantastic condition. As mentioned, this car has done quite a few hill climbs. Hopefully they climbed it a little bit quicker than I did on this one. But you know, these cars have a great pedigree for that kind of thing if you're really into racing and hill climbs. So one nice thing that has been done to this car to make it just that little bit easier to live with is indicators. So normally these cars wouldn't have had indicators. It would really have relied on hand signals, and I'm pretty sure that not everyone knows what the hand signals mean nowadays, but this has been fitted with indicators. They're not self-cancelling, but they really can make life just that little bit easier when you are driving a classic vehicle like this. So hand throttle, actually, once you get used to it, is really nice and easy to use. You just have to think about what you're doing, as I've mentioned previously. But it is quite actually responsive, which is nice. So yeah, if you're up for a challenge, why not? Car is reasonably comfortable. I've got a few speed humps coming up after these cars go, so because it is freewheel, so I'd always recommend just aiming for the middle of the speed hump, and if you can, straddle them. But because of where that rear wheel is, you tend not to get a bump from behind, which is quite nice. So I'm going to drive back to base. Thank you if you've watched this far, and congratulations. And if you haven't done already, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, lets you know when we release a video, and give us a comment, see what you think. Anyway, folks, if you're interested, email me, phone me, or pop in and see me. Many thanks.